Hi traders, Joseph here from Eightcap. We're just having a look at US indexes in a little bit of detail today because up until, well, really this morning, we saw some patterns that were starting to suggest that possibly the trend was starting to turn. We saw trend breaks on the US30 and on the SPX500, which is in front of us now. We saw a high. That high was held last night, and we saw it move lower, starting to form a new lower high. Today's been an interesting day because buyers have not only rejected that push lower, but have fought back and maintaining that current momentum on the two moving averages, pointing higher. So tonight's and tomorrow night are going to be quite interesting. We do have some pretty important data coming up in the US. Unemployment claims are coming out tonight, and non-farm payroll employment data is coming out tomorrow. So it could paint a bit of a picture about, well, especially tomorrow's data, about what is exactly going on right now in the US. Everyone is expecting it to be quite bad, and they're looking for high unemployment. So the wonder and the question is, if we do get a big shock, is that going to derail the current buy momentum that's going on at the moment? And we had a bit of a crossroads here where we had a two-day rally up, and then it really looked like a good lower high that was after a trend break possibly going to fail. And it's a common pattern to see at times, but it has been rejected so far, and it's quite interesting. We did some positive data today. Chinese trade balance increased to the upside over what was expected. So did the Australian trade balance, and that did get a bit of momentum back in the Aussie dollar, and for now it has looked to put a little bit of love back into risk, but it can't all be due to those data pieces, and buyers are definitely up and about, and we just can see this on the Nasdaq, which continues to lead the way out of the three main US indexes. And we can see even after last night's really failed to hold that high, we've seen really some very good buying so far at this point, and close to 1% higher in the out of hours, and it's a very clean continuation here. The US30 though is the weakest out of the three so far, and the pattern looked even better on this index. We had two trend breaks. You can see the two there. It was the first, and then we had the second. And like with the SPX500, we had that high resistance at the high that turned into a failed high, and it's still the US30. If we do get some selling, it could be the weakest out of the three, and it could be targeted the heaviest by sellers just by how the price is looking at the moment. So really a lot comes down to this this bar at the moment. It is quite early. If we see this hold or fail, if we do see it fail, we'd be looking for a fair bit more pressure to start opening up from sellers. But if we can break this level and close above it, or possibly even this level, we'd have to start maybe turning the attention away from possible seller control and looking at maybe one more leg higher to try and test that high. But at the moment, it really comes down to if they can hold this point, and the SBS as well, a similar story. If we can hold that point there, the Nasdaq at the moment, the momentum on the Nasdaq is a lot stronger than the other two. So we just don't really see those two patterns that we're seeing before. We did see that that trend break. There's new trend line setting up from this low here, so we would be looking, if markets continue to rally on good news, that the next stop for the index 100 would be to test the area from 24.9624 up to that 25 points. So that would be the next step from there. But right now, some mixed messages. Definitely a lot more buy momentum can be seen in the pattern of price here than we can see on US30. So I think a lot will come down to if overall risk momentum carries forward tonight, and we do see a bit of a higher move. But again, just recapping for the US30 at least, we really want to see this area here hold and buyers maintain that. And if we do see further weakness and selling develop. The Dow out of the three does look the weakest and could be targeted the heaviest by sellers. So we'll just have to wait and see what comes through tonight. Just keep in mind there is the Bank of England rates decision, which they're looking for rates to stay on hold, but we'll see what comes out of the statement for future movement. And we have unemployment claims coming out, and again tomorrow the non-farm payroll data. So we hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and until tomorrow, bye for now and good trading.